Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pebble TV, and we are on episode 4. Well, the series has actually been a smashing success, and this channel also has been a smashing success. I can see that all of you guys are helping us, and we're growing so quickly, and we're very, very grateful and thankful to that all of this has happened. Thank you guys, to the fans who watch our videos, to the people who keep on sharing our videos. Thank you. We promise that all your hard work is not gonna go unnoticed. And remember, if you keep on commenting and liking on our videos, and if you drop a comment and stuff like that in our videos and do that regularly enough, we promise that on this channel, as we said in the last episode, we will give you guys shout outs on your Instagram account or whatever, or you just want us to give you guys a shout out, like you give us your name or something like that. If you don't really necessarily want your account to give a shout out, and we will give you a shout out, don't you worry about that. And without further ado, last week was one of the most interesting weeks. I mean, we had knockout football for the first time, and it turned out to be a smashing success. I mean, it was the first and second leg. It was FC Green Eagles versus Manchester Adrenaline, and that was actually a very, very beautiful game because both teams actually wanted it, and both teams actually played very disciplined. I mean, in the first leg, FC Green Eagles created chances, but unfortunately Manchester United, they took the lead twice through Desetso Klokwe, and it really set the tone, in that game, because now they really needed to respond. And then their captain had two moments of brilliance. Well, they first equalized through the captain Dalinto running down on the wing and then smashing it in the close top corner, sorry, I beg your pardon. And then later on, they were given a penalty for a controversial handball. Well, apparently the referee said it was a handball, but reviewing the footage, it was also difficult for you to actually see if there was handball or not. But even though it was given, even though that was very controversial, but even though a controversial handball being given, the captain was able to slot a beautiful penalty away, and that immediately put them back in the game and made it 2-2. Well, that's how the first leg ended. FC Green Eagles, they've been really great at home. I mean, at home they've had no losses. Although they've had no wins yet, but technically it's been one match. They've had a draw, and going away to Manchester United, it was more of a revenge game because of what happened. As you remember, what happened in the league after FC Green Eagles lost to Manchester United by 6 goals to 1. They were looking to knock them out and get to their first final of the League Cup. And actually, it was the second leg was really interesting, as Manchester United again took the lead, and they messed up chances to extend their lead, and which FC Green Eagles, they're so lethal in finishing, they're able to punish them literally 30 seconds after they took the lead on aggregate. And then Dali Indlovu ended up slotting the goal there in that far post. Well, it was a beautiful goal from him. And then not too long ago, Indlovu slotted in another bottom corner finish, a beautiful effort. And then they really started parking the bus because they knew they had the advantage there. Even if they scored, they were going to go to penalties either way, and also everything was looking good for them as a team. And then after some time, Manchester United just fell asleep defensively, and Dali just kept it, and Ndlovu just kept it off there to finish the game off with one of the goals of the season, and which now probably could be one of our goals of the season or so, depending on what you guys vote for. It was a really fantastic effort. Without further ado, well, it was actually a very, very interesting game. We have put together highlights for you, and they should be on your screen right now. We'll be back after the break. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back after the break, and as you saw from the highlights, well, you can judge it by yourself, but that was a very, very beautiful game, and it was a beautiful game of football, and very, very well done to FC Green Eagles to making it to the first final of our season, and they have a chance to be lifting the first silverware of the season. As you can see, we've even completed the medals, so we are ready for that final. It's going to be interesting to see who will actually make that final. We're actually waiting for results from it's Manchester Adrenaline. Sorry, I beg your pardon. It's Mike FC and Mike FC and Legends United. We await one of those two in the final. So, well, really, both of those teams have had their highs and lows of the season. Well, not really to say about Legends United. They've just been on form because of their lethal striker Denzel Washington. He's one of the most prolific players of the season. He's one of the most talking points, one of the most talked about players of the season. Really performing well, even though Darlene Glover has also been performing, scoring those 5 goals in those 2 legs to take him to eight goals in the season, and also for the Shulia door, he's almost caught up to the Sahol. He's on 10. Denzel Washington has now dropped to 3rd on 6, but he's very confident and looking to actually catch up in these games that he has remaining. Assuming they can make it to the final, it's going to really be a battle. It's really going to be a battle of the finishers in that final. Really, both of those players have really been on their top form, and they've been working hard and really showing what they're made of on the training ground. And it's going to be interesting to see what result and what comes from those players, because they really have been top acts in this season. Oh, we're actually going to see in that final who's going to come out on top. Don't worry, it's on your screen now. The final will be live, and you can go to our Instagram account. It's everything underscore Pebble in small letters. It should be there on your screen right now. Remember, everything underscore Pebble. And actually, like, you can just go to that. You can just, like, right now just do split screen if you have that, or just quickly go on our video, and we're gonna give you about 5 seconds to quickly go hit that follow button. Great. So if you've done that, we really happy to have you guys as another followers and stuff like that. Thank you if you followed or whatnot. But I really if you want to catch the final, it's going to be live on that account. It's going to be very, very interesting to see who's actually going to win that piece of silverware. Legends United, they've been on top form, and it's actually going to be interesting to see if they can make it to the final. And if they do, that should be a very, very interesting clash, because they've been working really, really hard this season. And really, both teams, really any team deserves to make that final. And whoever's in that final, it should be a really, really incredible match. So please don't miss that. It's going to be the first and second legs are going to be played this coming Saturday, so they should be on DNGS Live pretty soon. And then on Monday we are going to be having the final. It's going to be very, very interesting. It's going to be live. There's a lot of hype and talk about it, lots of buzzing and all of that. It's going to be really, really interesting to see who's going to make that final. And really, what a game it's looking to be, and what game it could be, as this is going to be our first final of the season, and then we're going to have our first winners in the history of our competitions as well, because you do know this is our first season, and thanks to you guys, it's already been a smashing success. Also, there aren't really that much headlines, but what we are going to talk about is the fact that this man, Tino Tenda, and he's on your screen right now. Yes, Tino Tenda has recovered from injury. You might have remembered that the Seto Klokwe has had to fill in for Tino. Yes, he was. Well, the Seto Klokwe was using that game as his recovery period for the season, because it was, yes, you have heard it, but we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to that a bit later. That's gonna be one of the surprises of the show. But yes, Tino Takuva has recovered from his shoulder injury, but not fully. He's still in rehabilitation, but yes, he has recovered. Also, you would be able to play that game against Sabre Hills. We don't know if we're gonna be having the broadcast of that or not. We're still working around the kinks there, because we're really looking to see who can actually help us with that. But But if we can, we're gonna have that. We're gonna probably have that live. Or if not, it's gonna be on DNGS Live. Remember, all our live games automatically go on live at Everything Pebble. So don't forget to follow that account as we mentioned earlier in the video. Well, good news for that. And there's another headline. Well, it's more of a buzzing thing right now. I mean, it's very interesting with the transfer window almost here. Yes, we talked about the transfer of last week. Well, it's actually changed right now. First thing we're going to talk about is the transfer news right now. Well, it's this man, Darlene Ndlovu. Yes, he's been making headlines again. Yes, he is transferring to Manchester United, and the transfer has almost been confirmed, but there is a twist. It's going to be a swap deal, yes, as we usually do it, but the transfer bid has been lowered to 25 million, and what our sources tell us is that the player himself is actually willing to compensate the offer because the club really just wants to get a swap deal, and FC Green Eagles have offered cash, so the player is willing to compensate the offer. So that should be really, really interesting news for him, and very, very well done to this player. He's almost completed his signing to the club, and there should only be good things ahead for him. We're gonna move on to more news now, as the Sets of Clock were already making headlines in his first game of the season, his debut game. But that, keep in mind, that's not his real club. In fact, his real club is Legends United. And yes, they have signed a player. Well, it was rendered legal because the Sets was a free agent. So yes, he was allowed to be signed before the transfer window opened. So what a bargain that is for him. A top player. They get him free of charge, and they were able to get him before the transfer window opens, so it doesn't look like they're going to be spending on anyone in the transfer window. It's going to be interesting to see how the link is going to go in that team, because they already have such good players in Denzel Washington and Paul King, and now recently added on to the squad is Teso Cloakway. So it's going to be interesting to see how those players get along. Well, actually, it's been a fantastic episode, but we're not done yet. Please stay tuned, and we're going to be back after the break. What we're going to show you now is the goal of the week.
Green Eagles.
What a goal of the week that was. We've had 3 goal of the weeks in total, and keep in mind, this is the last week before we announce the goal of the month and player of the month. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to win those. Well, it's going to be interesting to see who's going to win those awards. So actually, it's going to be interesting because really, we've really had some interesting goals, some interesting players on form, players who've recently dropped, players who've recently hit form. So it's going to be interesting to see who actually ends up winning the player of the month. On that note, that is going to wrap up our video. It's been a very, very interesting video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for those who tuned in, and thank you for those who have followed and who have subscribed to our Instagram accounts and our YouTube channel. Your work does not go unnoticed. We're gonna give you shout outs. Thank you guys for all your support and everything. We really see that our channel is starting to grow and is starting to get involved. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, right on your screen right now is our Instagram accounts. Yes, don't forget to follow. My main account right now is the official _ DNGS_live. Well, please don't forget to go to Instagram and follow that account, and my other sports account is there also, linked and the link not in the description but on your screen right now, linked in the bottom corner there. So don't forget to go to those accounts and just hit me a follow and hit me a follow up. Also, if you hit my accounts up, you'll be able to follow all the players' accounts that are in the league. Don't forget to also follow their accounts. Yes, there's some really top talents, and yeah, they really, really work hard. So if you follow my account, you'll be able to find their accounts there. So please don't forget to do that too. And well, thank you for watching this episode. Thank you for following. Thank you for liking and all of that. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as usually say, bye for now.